Happy morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the virtual organization structure. So in the previous class we have seen is tall and flat organization structure. Now we are going to see is virtual type of organization structure. So what is this virtual organization structure? Virtual organization structure can be thought as a way in which an organization uses information communication technology to replace or augment some aspect of the organization. So, people who are virtually organized primarily interact by electronic means. So, if you see, for example, many customers help desks like customer and consultant together via telephone and internet problems. So virtualists, they only hear the voice. In that hearing of voice, they will come to know. See, for example, you have a problem. Your DTH is not working. DTH means your setup box is not working. So what you do is you give it to the customer. You call up to the customer care. The customer care tells you do switch off your main, switch off your wires, see to it whatever the connections are there very correctly. Then as soon as you connect it once again, it works. So those type of organization structure are called as virtual organization structure. So in this, people's physical presence is not there, only the voice and one to one interaction only will be there, and they won't be physical presence. Next, boundaryless organization structure. Boundaryless organization structure is a contemporary approach in an organization design. Contemporary approach means it is an approach wherein contemporary approach. So contemporary approach is nothing but it is an approach wherein it provides. Here contemporary approach is nothing but it is an approach tells you that approach tells you about the framework of how to work. Here contemporary approach is like, if you would have seen when you were doing when you're doing your cost accounting, you would have come across like concepts like ABC analysis, rank method, correlation method. On certain number of assumptions you fix, that is called as contemporary approach in organization structure. Next, it is an organization that is not defined or by or limited to the horizontal, vertical, external boundaries. It is imposed by predefined structure. It only has its own structure, not like horizontal, vertical and boundaryless. Next, it behaves more like organisms, encouraging better than interaction among the employees. See here, virtual was like uh, physical presence were not there, but boundaryless is anywhere, anytime, anywhere the partnership can be done. Next, features of organizational structure. It determines the manner in which the roles, powers and responsibilities are delegated. Next, is shows like, it depends on an objectives or strategy. It depends on objectives or strategies of the limitation. Next, it acts as a perceptive through which an individual can see their organization and its environment. Next, importance of organizational structure. Impacts and efficiency can be determined, reduces and redens the action, promotes the teamwork, improves the communication, contributes to the success or failure. Whatever the organization is doing, it contributes. This organization structure, what it does, it increases the efficiency. Any unnecessary action, redundant action can be reduced. It promotes the teamwork, what the work has to be done, what team, where it has to do, that it will do. Improves the communication, who's the person, who's the sender, who's the receiver, messenger, all that it will see. Next, it contributes to the success or a failure. So whatever the work that it is doing, this organization structure helps in success of an success. Next, purpose of organizing. The work can be divided. Specific jobs in the each department. Assigns the tasks and responsibilities associated with individual jobs. Coordinates and diverse the organizational task. Establishes the relationship between individual groups and department, establishes the formal line of authority, allocates organization resources, cluster into a unit. So departments which are very, very small. So what work that a person has to do, that specific job it will tell, and what they have to do, what is their responsibilities in individual tasks, that it will tell, and who has to do what work, that coordination will be given. An individual will form a group and group will form a department, and there is formal line of authority that from the superior to the foreman you can see the flow of a line of authority. Allocates organizational resources, where, what and how the resources can allocate. Cluster jobs into units, whatever the different departments does, that it frames as its one unit. Simple organization structure, how an organization in simple it will be. You will have a owner or a president. You will have different heads, that is accounting, HR, marketing manager, operation manager, HR manager. Next, in marketing manager, you will see to it advertisements, sales, and sales superior will be controlled by the sales superior will control the sales staff. So here the power or the flow of organization powers is limited to 4 people. That 4 people assigns the task to different people. So here accounting manager, he does sole work, and marketing manager assigns the different persons, like advertisement, one head will be there. And for the sales, you will have one person. Under sales superior, you will have sales staff. Next, you will have operation manager. Operation manager, he will take the note tasker, copier. The note tasker will be given by a note tasker superior, and copiers will give the copiers work. So here, if you see, the flow of power is straight from the president to the manager. Next, it goes to the ultimate person, one straight line. Next here, what is there? Chain of command. Chain of command, if you see, here the power flows from the president to the manager, then ultimate person. So here the chain of command, it's a continuous line of authority that extends from the upper level of organization to the lower level of organization, and it clarifies who reports to whom. Next, authority, the right inherent in managerial position to tell people what to do and expect them what to do it. Next, responsibilities, obligation or expectation to perform for whom, what work, how much you are accountable. Responsibility brings with an accountability. Next, unit of command, the concept that a person should have one boss should report only to him. Delegation, the assignment of authority to another person is to carry out the specific duties. Next, departmentalization. What is this departmentalization? When a company expands to supply goods and services, produce variety of different products, encourages several different markets in such a condition that the company can adopt departmentalization. So departmentalization means you are diversifying. Next, forms of departmentalization is functional, product, customer, geographical, and process. Next, we will see functional. So, how functional departmentalization takes place? Arranging the business according to what each section or department does. So, president arranges marketing department separately, finance department separately, and production department separately. Next, functional department. So how a functional department works? You will have a manager. Under him, you have different departments. That is manager for HR, manager for purchasing, manager for accounting, and manager for engineering. Next, product departmentalization. Organizing according to different types. Product. President 1. Under that you have for cosmetics separately, clothing separately, appliances. So each and every product different. Next, under product departmentalization, how the departmentalization or chain of command works. President, you have a vice president for fuels, vice president for lubricates, vice president for chemicals. Under fuels, you have marketing, finance, that is planning, distribution, and manufacturing. Under lubricants, you have a separate head, marketing, planning, distribution, and manufacturing. Vice president, you have marketing, planning, distribution, and manufacturing. Next, customer departmentalization. When a different customer groups have different needs. So president, government, industry, and a consumer. So for government, separate customers will be, for industry separate, and the consumers, they will be a separate customers. So here, directors of sales, the customers departmentalization, how it works. Directors for sales, under that you have manager for retail accounts, manager for wholesale, manager for government accounts. So each and every ways you have different customers. Next, geographical departmentalization. It is based on geographical or regional structure. You have it divides like how the railways is. President, central, northeast, and southeast. Vice President for Sales, Geographical Departmentalization. You have sales for Europe separately, Asia separately, and for USA separately. That's called as geographical, worldwide. Next, process departmentalization. Where the products have to go through stages as they are made. So, President, receiving, sieving, shipping. So, plant superintendent for process. Sewing department, planning milling department, assembling department. Next, sandling department, finishing department. Next, you have inspection, shipping, departmental managers. Next, pros of departmentalization. We are going to see this pros of departmentalization in the next class. Thank you. Meet you on the pros of departmentalization.